everybody has seen some kind of funnel in talking about marketing. So we're going to talk about 3 different levels of this funnel. And if we look at 3 different levels of this funnel, look at the top where everyone discusses these things, and we say, okay, well, at the top, we're going to look at it this way. It's attracting our ideal clients, or it's just meeting people or building our network. It's meeting the right people. It's building our network. It's going out there and people knowing who we are. It's learning them actually finding out about us. But I want to reframe this a little bit. We're going to use different words here. So here's the different words that we're going to use. We're not going to talk about attracting. We're not going to talk about meeting. What we're going to talk about is this right here. This is about letting the world know about your mission. This is sharing your mission with the world. So when you talk about, oh, I got to go out there and do marketing, think about it a little bit differently and say, I'm going to share my mission with the world. I'm going to share my mission with the world. When I talk about making sales and marketing easy, so much of it comes down to a reframe of our mind, because most of the time it's hard because we think, I wish I didn't have to do this. I feel uncomfortable. I wish I didn't have to do this. So we're going to reframe it. The marketing is about sharing my mission with the world. Now, when it comes to educating, the middle of the funnel, this is educating, this is nurturing the relationship. When we look at educating and nurturing, rather than thinking about it from this business perspective, I have to take them through whatever process, whatever that looks like. I'm not going to look at it that way. All this is, when I'm looking at educating and nurturing, all I'm doing is I'm helping people see the connection between what they want and what I have to offer. See, because most of you know what those people need to be able to get to their next level. Like, you know it because it's something you obsess about. It's something that you love. It's something that you just have inside of your soul. And you know, if they would just do this, then everything would be different. Muting myself so you don't have to listen to my cough. So you know what it is that these people need. You know what they need, and if they would just do this, just by a quick raise of hands, how many of you often think when you see someone struggling, if they would just do this, then things would be better, right? We all feel that way, especially us as experts. We feel that way because we know something. So all this educating process is focusing on, all it is building a bridge between what they know they want, and what you know they actually need. And it's building a bridge between these two places. And that's where they go, oh, I want this. Now, when it comes to sales, the bottom of the funnel, so we got to get people to know who we are. This is sharing our mission to the world. The middle, educating, nurturing, this is helping them go from understanding, hey, this is what I want, but I can see that I can get what I want by doing what this person is saying that I need to do. It's building that connection between the two. Because you think about this, sales is easy if you're selling something that the person wants. Sales is very hard if you're selling something that the person doesn't want, even though you know it's good for them. This is why there's no broccoli salespeople. There are Coca-Cola sales reps out there that are selling things, like selling Coca-Cola to different convenience stores like crazy. Because I don't know why, but people want this thing, right? There's no broccoli salespeople out there because it's not something there's a ton of money to make, because it is what they need. It is what they need, is what would actually help people. But we have to sell based on what people actually want. So what you have to look for is understanding what they want, not what they need. And it's your job. You don't want to be that person who's just going, well, I'm just going to sell people what they want, and I'm not going to worry about what I want. Because yesterday was all about that mission. What lifts you up? What builds you up? You got to focus on what builds you up as well, because you know it's your mission for the world. What you're trying to do is connect what they want right now with the thing that you know will help them. And so if you build that connection, sales becomes easy. And sales down here, what we're looking for is, this is enrolling, and it's committing to action. It's committing to action. That's all it is. Sales is just enrolling them in the mission and getting them to commit to taking action. And if we look at things that way, it becomes something that is so much easier to be able to get through and to be able to share. I'd love to hear a couple thoughts on this. Aaron, you earlier were typing into the comments what that comment or what that message was. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. How does this reframe help you as you're going out there and sharing your message, marketing, doing sales? This idea, this concept of enrolling into your mission, how does that help you when it comes to this? Does that give you a reframe?
What did I type?
Thanks, Aaron. I called on Aaron because I was like, oh, Aaron will just be like right on it. She'll be right on it. No, Aaron, you were asking earlier what that definition was, what the definition of marketing was. And so once again, what I said there, marketing is just the process of enrolling people into your mission. And then as we go even further, marketing and sales, it's enrolling people in your mission and committing them to actually take action, getting them to make a commitment, to take action, move forward, and actually go forward in that. I was curious if that reframe was something that is helping you to be able to see things a little bit differently.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It really hit me when you said it earlier. Because the mission is about other people, right? It's like, this is how I'm helping other people. This is how I'm gonna make a difference, versus I need these people to enroll with me because I need clients, I need money, it's more about me, versus it's about serving, when it's about the mission versus sales.
Yes, I think that's a really interesting idea, and I think that everyone's felt that before. Where you start talking about sales and marketing, and you start thinking about you. How does this impact you? How is this about me? But when we think about it differently, and we talk about enrolling people in the mission, and we talk about helping them make a commitment to take action and transform their lives, it becomes about them. And what's interesting is we become so much better at communicating when we're focused on them. Sales is really a communication game. That's really what it is. It's understanding communication. Now, I got my degree in psychology, not in business. I got my degree in psychology, not in business. And I think it's the best possible education I could have had for business, especially around sales, because it's understanding psychology. It's understanding what actually motivates somebody to move forward. It's understanding what is motivating someone today. There's a big talk about, like, the word motivation is not very popular right now. And I find it really interesting. Right now, there's all these it's not motivation, it's discipline. It's not that, it's this. And I look at it this way. The truth is, we're looking at motivation as a synonym for jumping up and down and being excited. That's not what motivation is. Whether someone is getting up this morning at 5 a.m. and running, or someone is laying down in bed and hit snooze 5 times, both of them are motivated to do the thing that they're doing. There is motivation. What was the motive? What was the why behind it? And someone who says, no, it's about discipline. Well, you had a why behind building that discipline. Motive, when you think about a crime show, they always say, well, what's the motive? Meaning, why did they do the thing? Why are they doing that? And so when it comes to sales, it's understanding what is actually motivating someone. This is why I'm not a big fan of pre-written sales scripts. Sometimes people say, oh, give me the sales script, and I'll just do the sales script. And I was like, that doesn't work. That doesn't work, because you have to be able to understand before you can go into a sales discussion. In fact, I've heard from many people, I go, okay, well, how was your sales call? No, okay, well, it started and I went into my sales presentation. I'm like, what? You went into your sales presentation immediately before understanding what the person wants and why they want it and why they care about it? Like, you look at one person, and if someone is motivated by, I really need to get out of this particular situation I'm in, their motive is going to be very different than the person who's like, I'm doing great and I want to move forward and do something more. Very different discussion. And in fact, the things that will motivate the one will not motivate the other one. In fact, turn the other one off. You have to understand, is this person looking at this from a perspective of, this is something I want to do, because I've been spending my entire life focusing on doing what I needed to do, doing this, doing that, all those things. And now I want to do something for me. That person's going to be motivated very differently than the person who's like, I got to do this for my family, or I got to do this for the people that I serve. I got to do this. It all comes down to understanding somebody's motivation. But when you can be focused on them instead of you, we just listen. And by the way, anyone who feels like you can't be good at sales because you're not a slick talker, or you don't love, you're kind of more introverted as opposed to being this extroverted, what we look at as a good salesperson, I'm going to tell you, you're actually in a better position, because sales is much more about listening and understanding than it is about convincing. Once again, we do not need to sell something. We don't need to sell someone or convince someone on something that they want to do. So all you have to look for is, what does this person actually want? And so it's a listening game more than it's a preaching game. You're not trying to convince people.